What's up everybody? Today's video is there a difference between a Canadian or North American 20 volt max 2 amp hour DeWalt battery or a French or European 18 volt XR 2 amp hour battery? So the quick and easy answer to that question is there a difference between this battery and this battery is no. In case you didn't know, in Europe, DeWalt batteries are 18 volt batteries. They aren't 20 volt. And also, if you didn't know, in North America, they're 20 volt. So, on the base here, we see this, come on, focus, is a DCB 203 and it's got 40 watt hours. This one we see is a DCB 183 and it's got 36 watt hours. So both of these batteries have 5 cells in them. And each of those 5 cells is 3.6 volts or 4 volts max. So every 18 volt battery is actually a 20 volt max battery, and every 20 volt max battery is actually an 18 volt battery. So the reason why I'm making this video is because when I first got into the DeWalt system, I was importing the North American tools and batteries from Canada. My grandmother and whoever else was coming from Canada would haul these in their suitcases. But because back when I started DeWalt in Europe was extremely, at least in France, was extremely expensive, and it was cheaper to buy it in Canada and even have it shipped here and pay the shipping and import taxes than it was to actually buy it here. But recently the DeWalt prices have become a little more reasonable here, so it's no longer worth it to do that. Plus also, if you buy it in here, like if you buy it in the country you're going to use it, you have a warranty that you can use. And for the longest time I wasn't sure if the European batteries would work on the Canadian tools. So I kept on importing them, and then one day I decided to just try it, and with my planer, see, we have a 20 volt max battery. Works perfectly. I decided to just try it because I needed to buy a planer and I didn't want to buy a corded one, and it worked. So then I got these 20 volt max battery, the 18V XR battery. 20 volt max impact. Works perfectly. So I couldn't find a video on, or really any reference to if these two were compatible. But now that I've tried it, it turns out they are compatible. And just to give you a closer look, this is what they look like on the back. This is what they look like on the side, front, other side, top, and then the bottom. So like I said, don't let this 20 volt max, it doesn't have to be on DeWalt, it could be on Craftsman or whoever else makes these 20 volt max batteries, fool you into thinking that this is a stronger battery than this one, because they both have the same cells in them. It's just on the side of this one is the nominal voltage, 18 volt, 5 times 3.6 volt, and on this one is the max voltage, 5 times 4. And even with the 12 volt, this is a 10.8 volt because there's three 3.6 volt cells in here. But that's the exact same thing as the 12 volt battery, because the 12 volt max is just the max reading. With this battery, it's got 10 cells, but it's still only an 18 volt because of the way they're set up. I believe when they're set up in a series, it would make this a 40 volt battery, but when they're set up in a parallel, this makes it a 5 amp 20 volt battery, because there's 10 2.5 amp 4 volts or 3.6 volt cells in there. And this is only for lithium batteries. With these older NiCad or nickel hydrate metal batteries, each cell is 2.1 volt. So there would be a difference between a 10.8 volt and a 12 volt battery. But as far as I know, they don't make 10.8 volt NiCad or nickel hydrate metal batteries. It's all 12 volt. So the bottom line is, if you have some North American tools that run on these guys, they'll work perfectly with European or Australian 18 volt batteries and tools. And same with the 10.8 volt. These 10.8 volt batteries and tools and chargers will work identically with the new Dewalt 12 volt batteries. Now there are some times where I will still import the tools from Canada, like the new sheet sander that's like this isn't available here yet, because it seems like a lot of the tools are delayed by a couple months before we can get them here. But for the most part, I'm going to buy my tools here from now on, especially since with this drill the chuck broke, and I bought this at Leroy Merlin, which is the French version of the Home Depot, and I took it back because it was only a couple months after I bought it, and they fixed it for free, and I had it back in 7 days. So new chuck, 7 days, rather than this drill, which the chuck, if you can see there, wobbles a bit. And this is the first Dewalt tool I ever bought. I bought this from Canada, so the chuck still wobbles because I couldn't use the warranty because we weren't in Canada. Now I didn't try to use the warranty, maybe they would have still honored it, because they make this identical drill. It's just an 18 volt XR instead of 20 volt max drill here, but I never tried it because it was 2 years after I bought it. This is still a good drill though. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.